consents, and Lockwood writes down his recollections of her tale in his diary. These written recollections form the main part of Wuthering Heights. One day, Mr. Earnshaw goes to Liverpool and returns home with an orphan boy whom he will raise with his own children. At first, the Earnshaw children, a boy named Hindley and his younger sister Catherine, detest the dark-skinned Heathcliff. But Catherine quickly comes to love him, and the two soon grow inseparable, spending their days playing on the moors. 3 years later, Mr. Earnshaw dies, and Hindley returns with a wife, Frances, and immediately seeks revenge on Heathcliff. Once an orphan, later a pampered and favored son, Heathcliff now finds himself treated as a common laborer, forced to work in the fields. Heathcliff continues his close relationship with Catherine. One night they wander to Thrushcross Range, hoping to tease Edgar and Isabella Linton, the cowardly, snobbish children who live there. Catherine is bitten by a dog and is forced to stay at the Grange to recuperate for 5 weeks. By the time Catherine returns, she has become infatuated with Edgar, and her relationship with Heathcliff grows more complicated. When Frances dies after giving birth to a baby boy named Hareton, Hindley descends into the depth of alcoholism and behaves even more cruelly and abusively toward Heathcliff. Eventually, Catherine's desires for social advancement prompts her to become engaged to Edgar Linton. Despite her overpowering love for Heathcliff, Heathcliff runs away from Wuthering Heights, staying away for 3 years and returning shortly after Catherine and Edgar's marriage. When Heathcliff returns, he immediately sets about seeking revenge on all who have wronged him, having come into a vast and mysterious wealth. When Hindley dies, Heathcliff places himself in line to inherit Thrushcross Range by marrying Isabella Linton, whom he treats very cruelly. Catherine becomes ill, gives birth to a daughter, and dies. Heathcliff begs her spirit to remain on earth. She may take whatever form she will. She may hunt him, drive him mad, just as long as she does not leave him alone. 13 years pass, during which Nellie Dean serves as Catherine's daughter's lineage. Young Catherine is beautiful and headstrong like her mother. Soon afterwards, Isabella dies, and Linton comes to live with Heathcliff. Heathcliff treats his sickly, whining son even more cruelly than he treated the boy's mother. 3 years later, Catherine meets Heathcliff on the moors and makes a visit to Wuthering Heights to meet Linton. She and Linton begin a secret romance conducted entirely through letters. When Nellie destroys Catherine's collection of letters, the girl begins sneaking out at night to spend time with her frail young lover, who asks her to come back and nurse him back to health. However, it quickly becomes apparent that Linton is pursuing Catherine only because Heathcliff is forcing him to. Heathcliff hopes that if Catherine marries Linton, his revenge and his revenge upon Edgar Linton will be complete. One day, as Edgar Linton grows ill and nears death, Heathcliff lures Nellie and Catherine back to Wuthering Heights and holds them prisoner until Catherine marries Linton. Soon after the marriage, Edgar dies, and his death is quickly followed by the death of sickly Linton. Heathcliff now controls both Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Range. He forces Catherine to live at Wuthering Heights and act as a common servant, while he rents Thrushcross Range to look. Nellie's story ends as she reaches the present. Lockwood appalled, ends his tenancy. Catherine grows to love Harriton as they live together at Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff becomes more and more obsessed with the memory of the elder Catherine, to the extent that he begins speaking to her ghost. Everything he sees reminds him of her. Shortly after a night spent walking on the moors, Heathcliff dies.